Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of HorrorBuzz Live, where we are going to bring you the latest news and information from the haunted Halloween world. Tonight, I'm being joined by Chris Maiteni, and we're going to be talking about the fun things we've done this Halloween season so far, and what we have yet to do. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. A quick, short, and sweet little episode. So first, I would be remiss if I did not mention the Facebook page. Obviously, if you're watching it on Facebook, we are on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitter. We also have a Patreon. If you would, check that out. Oh, the visuals were for 2 seconds, and we have a number of fun events coming up that you can also join us for, Passport to Fear events. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring in my old pal, Chris Maiteni. How are you, sir?
Hello, world.
How's it going up there?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you guys doing today? Well, how are you? Sorry, Lindsay's not here today.
It's just us, but you know what? It's us and the viewers. So Lindsay
Us and the
can't make
viewers.
it tonight, so it's just going to be the guys for tonight.
We're all just one great big HorrorBuzz family, right?
Yeah, indeed we are. So you went to a horror convention called Horrorama. I have been having my own crazy adventures down in Southern California and beyond with just the events that have been just happening, relentlessly happening. That's the thing I love about Los Angeles is it's a Halloween town. And
yeah, that's awesome.
Man, there is a wealth of things to do. So, and boy, howdy am I spent. Huh? See what I did? So, so let's go ahead and before I want to talk to you, Chris, about the convention that you went to.
Yeah, of course.
The convention, and you can tell us all about that one. But oh look, see,
And that's with Hope Bay.
So, but I also wanted to invite anybody who is watching, if there were some highlights from your haunt season so far, tell me. Chime in on the chat. Let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
It's October, people. Tis the season to be spooky.
Yeah, it's October now, you guys. Come on. So, first things first, I wanted to remind everybody of the Passport to Fear events that we are having. Let's see here. We have one in particular coming up that is in Castaic. It is at a new haunt called Bones Gulch, and tickets are on sale. If you go to the site, you go to shop, and you'll be able to see where the tickets are there. And it's going to be a behind the scenes tour of this brand new haunt, Q&A with the creators, and then, of course, we get to have VIP access and experience the entire haunt that night. So that's one of the other things that we're very excited to be, having. And we have one more horror movie night at the Frida coming up, and that is, of course, Halloween 3 down there on the right. October 28th, it's going to be the Alien. The last one sold out, and it's kind of a hoot. Not kind of, it is a hoot. It's an amazing time. Eric Ryan puts on an amazing pre-show. We give away prizes. We have something tells me we're going to be doing another game. I think. To give away even more prizes, and we're going to watch the most bizarre Halloween film ever made. Yep, I'm beat. So
That sounds like fun.
Oh god,
Too bad I can't be there.
Oh, you know what? You can be there in spirit.
I'll be
So,
there in spirit.
uh, first off, Chris, let's talk about the fun things that you've been up to up there in Canada and the Horrorama convention that you went to.
Well, that's the and
Oh,
Toronto. Oh,
sorry, I messed up. Go ahead.
no problem. That's the cool thing about Niagara Falls in the Toronto area. That we're a very Halloween town too. There's usually a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of big horror conventions going on in October. So one of the first ones I was able to go to was Horrorama. So if we just open up this bag here, I got all kinds of goodies. First, let's just talk about this program, shall we? Look at that awesome artwork. Now, it was a 2-day convention. The first day was
Okay, sorry.
the first day was all about the vendors and the celebrity panels, and the second day was actually a short film film festival, but for short films. I don't know how an international film festival for short films. They're all between like 5 minutes and 25 minutes. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure how to phrase that. I've always been struggling with that. But here's some of the celebrities that were there. I got a chance to meet Caroline Munro. I met Tom Matthews. Lance Kerwin couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was postponed. But Lindsay Lanley was there. I always have trouble pronouncing her name. She's really nice. And then, Leslie Donaldson was there. I got a chance to meet her. I met Lane Griffin. I met Sean Sullivan. And then here, let's continue. Sorry, I can't quite pronounce that either.
Was there anybody that really stood out as somebody super cool to me?
The one that I was looking forward to the most was actually Tom Matthews, because Jason Lives is one of my favorite Friday movies. So I thought that was amazing. I got a picture with him, everything. I sent you some pictures. I'm not sure if you have them available.
Yeah. I got them.
Oh, great. Yeah, great.
Process them for the show.
And also, Lynn Griffin was really good too, because I've always liked like curtains, and I like Black Christmas. And then, of course, Caroline Munro. She's like a horror icon. She's done a lot of stuff outside of horror too. But I love Maniac. That's one of my favorite movies. So it was kind of cool to meet her too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so surreal each time, because you're actually like in the same room with these people. And this was a smaller convention. It was a lot smaller than like Fan Expo or like Niagara Falls Comic Con. So it felt more personal that way. Like, they actually had time to actually have conversations with people instead of the usual, hey, hello, it's nice to meet you, I love your movie. And then you kind of move on to the next person, because there's not a whole lot of time, especially if people are waiting in line for an hour for an autograph. You know what I mean? Like, it gets frustrated after a while. So it was more laid back. They were walking around like there wasn't a whole lot of security there. Like, they were just walking around like everybody else. Like, it was very personal like that, more intimate that way. So it was really nice to actually be able to actually get a chance to talk with these people.
Two things that really pop out in my mind listening to you talk about the convention and meeting people. First of all, like, we horror fans and Halloween fans, it's just weird that, well, no, maybe it isn't. I mean, that some of our favorite movies are Maniac or Halloween or these spooky, scary, crazy things that a lot of people get very uneasy with, but it's comfort to us. You know, we simply love it. And what I've also found to be, oh, hey, Danny, what I've also found to be so fascinating is that, generally speaking, when you meet these people who are, horror icons, they're really approachable and down to earth and super cool.
So approachable.
Yeah. And like, what were some of the fun things that you kind of like, any fun experiences you had with the celebrities up there?
Well, it was I got a chance to ask about some of the movies that they were starred in, so it's kind of cool to get that behind the scenes look, especially from their personal perspective. Fly on the wall moments that wouldn't be on the DVD special features or anything like that. I got a chance to ask them things like what got them to audition for certain roles, and especially Black Christmas. That's a very influential film, and a lot of movies have borrowed from that. So I asked Lynn Griffin if she had any idea if that would impact horror the way that it actually did. And she's like, well, no, like, she's very humble. She was explaining how it wasn't like, we're going to make the best horror movie ever or anything like that. They're like, okay, we're just going to try and make the best movie that we can. And then it wasn't even that popular when it came out, I don't think. But after a while, I got that cult following, you know what I mean? And then a lot of people pulled inspiration from that. So it was cool because you get a chance to have conversations. And a lot of times people forget that celebrities are people too. So you can just be like, hi, hello, like, how are you, and stuff like that. You can talk about their day. It was cool because Caroline Monroe, she hadn't been, well, this was her second time in Toronto, but she hadn't been to Niagara Falls before. So she said she got a chance to go out and see the sights, and she got a chance to experience that. So it's just little things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more personal that way.
Yeah, that's I love hearing those types of things. That definitely humanize our horror heroes. You know,
Hmm.
super cool. So you went to
Tom
Horror
Matthews
Rock.
was really humble too. I got a chance to ask him a
Oh,
few things about Friday the 13th, but he said, yeah, same thing. Like, he had no idea that would be like one of the most popular ones, aside from like four. And I like three personally. That's my like. I always go back and forth between three and six. Like, it's my favorite ones. Like, it's a toss up
three.
because there's so many.
Okay, so three was actually the first Friday that I saw in the theater,
Oh,
and I actually saw it in 3D.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it was funny to me because the the ushers, that were working the theater, they I know I was super young, but I have a crazy memory, and I remember overhearing them like when I was in the concession line. I remember hearing them talking about how they love to go into the Friday the 13th 3D movie and like just stand in the back and watch at certain parts and watch everybody just like just blow up like popcorn flying everywhere,
Yeah.
like dying laughing, like the eye popping scene and the just like yeah. So I when those things would happen, I would kind of like look down the aisle and like see these teenagers that are chuckling in the back, and it was so much fun. It was just so much fun.
That sounds
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, it was fun at La Mirada Mall, and that's no longer there, but at the La Mirada Mall in Southern California, and yeah, it was great. Um,
Isn't it
so
funny how theater experiences can impact you like that? Like, it was all those years ago, but you still remember it.
oh
Like,
yeah,
it
like
stayed with you after
entirely.
all these years. Like, I love that.
That was the same movie theater that I saw Poltergeist in. That was the same
Oh,
movie
wow.
theater that I saw 9 to 5. Right?
Oh,
Uh, Definite horror film. And there was also the same movie theater that I saw Scanners in.
oh, wow.
So, so yeah, it was
So
it
that was a
was
pretty big theater for you then, eh?
a very storied
Very impactful.
theater. And Robert Altman's Popeye. Anyway,
Oh,
so a weird movie. So what else did you see at Horror Rama?
well, I had a chance to see there were 17 different short films from around the world. So some were from Canada, some were from the States, some were from Mexico, some were from Italy. And they ranged between like, oh, there's all kinds of different genres actually. They had slashers, they had some ghost stories, they had some creature features. So that was a lot of fun. There was even a few animated ones, which I wasn't expecting. So some of the ones that stood out to me, I'm trying to think of the title of it. It was called Escalation. It kind of reminded me of like Evil Dead. It was an Italian film. And basically, like, the spirit possesses this guy to do some very, very bad things, sort of like Evil Dead. I don't want to say too much about
We
it.
actually we actually screened that at the Screaming Room Film Festival.
Oh,
Yeah,
Escalation. So you've seen it. That's funny.
yeah. And Christian, the writer director, he's great, man. He's so cool.
I didn't
Yeah,
get a chance to meet him. I don't think he was there, but yeah, the film was amazing. Like, they got a large, like, not large, but it got a good audience response. The people clapped, people cheered, people whistled and stuff like that. So yeah, people liked it. That was one of the more popular ones. Another one that stood out for me was called Verified. Basically, it was this YouTuber, and she was doing a live stream. She gets attacked by a zombie while live streaming. And then like it goes into it there. She's like, oh, well, maybe it's not so bad. It's kind of like a horror comedy, kind of like Zombieland in the same fashion. But she's not really sure, like, if she needs to go to the doctor or stuff like that. And that got a huge audience response. Like, people laughed out loud. Like, that was a really good one. And then there was this animated one called Orchard, I think it was called. It was about these skeletons. It was like a Frankenstein type parody. Like, it was hilarious. Like, that's another one that stands out to me because these guys like the biggest responses out of people.
awesome.
So those three
Um,
were my favorites.
so my crazy cousin Timberly is saying, "Hi Norm, Olivia Morales Vera, check this out, you Halloween junkie." That's what she says. She's Timberly's amazing. So yeah, so it sounds like Horrorama was awesome. Is there another convention coming up or?
Well, the next convention coming up is called Frightmare in the Falls, and I sent in my stuff. Well, I asked if I could uh, cover it, and I haven't heard back from them yet. So I'll keep you posted on that. Hopefully, they get back to me soon. That's
Epic.
going to be toward the end of the month, like October 28th, 29th.
Awesome. So we'd love to hear about it. So just keep us posted.
Oh, of course.
So now I am going to just very quickly talk about some of the things that we've been doing in SoCal. Of course, we kicked off the Halloween season not here in California, but in Florida with Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. That one was ridiculous. It was so cool. And incidentally, the Hurricane Ian just swept through, and of course, we're thinking about everyone who was dealing with that aftermath. But um, or the hurricane went straight through Orlando, and Halloween Horror Nights Orlando has just added some makeup nights that had to be for from the hurricane that had to be canceled down. So they just I love that they do that. It's like a snow day, but it's also that they're making sure everybody gets what they need. So that's super cool. So check that out. Then of course we went to Universal Hollywood. We went to Knott's. We have yet to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. We just went to Delusion, which was actually probably the scariest delusion that I think I've been to.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't
Wow.
the best. It wasn't the best because my favorite is Lies Within. That's just that was 2014. That was without question to me overall the best show. Um, but but there were some moments um, in the new Delusion Valley of Hollows that just just kind of like made me gasp a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you know about Delusion, you know this one. Like we were under a bed. Uh, Jeff and I were hiding under a bed because somebody was coming. And when this thing came out to check the room, I just like grabbed Jeff's arm. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like terrified. So just some brilliant, brilliant stuff there. And yeah, it was fun. It was
Wow, this
super
is a
fun.
lot coming from you.
Yeah, it was
You
good.
you, you,
Um,
you see all the haunted houses, eh?
well, I mean, as many as I can, but you know what's so funny is like everybody was like, "Oh, what's the scariest?" Well, you don't really know. It's just what gets you. It's just
Exactly.
it's just what strikes your psyche at that particular moment, and that got me. We also have gone to. Oh, that's the other thing. We okay. Well, we went to LA Haunted Hayride, and if anybody saw the 7-second reviews on that, well, I'm still working on the review. But yeah, so I was really happy I wore pants. That's all. That's all
Okay.
I'm going to tell you. Because otherwise, my legs would have been itchy on the hayride.
Oh, true,
Um,
true. Yeah.
so, however, one okay. So when it was announced, when 13th Floor announced that Shaquille O'Neal was going to be doing a Halloween event in Southern California, none of us knew called Shacktoberfest. None of us had any idea what that was. We're like,
No way.
what? But I'm telling you, I went this past Sunday and it was surprisingly fun and super cute. So let me set this up.
Okay.
So it's down near the Queen Mary where Dark Harbor used to be, rest in peace, and we hope that rises again soon. But it is just it's not on the ship; it's just in the dockside area near the ship, and basically Shacktoberfest is a sort of Halloween carnival. It's like a California answer to a Halloween carnival
Okay.
uh, that features about 5 separate little trick-or-treat trails, right?
Yeah.
But then here's the clever part. But then after what they call the witching hour, then the event gets scary, and the trick-or-treat trails turn into mini haunted houses, and there are scary monsters in them, and they obviously jump out, scare you, and it's a little bit more aggressive.
Yep.
But there's still basic neutral areas. There's like about 5 separate carnival rides there. They have a fun house. I'm
Ooh.
a sucker for fun houses.
Same here.
I love fun houses, and this is one of the classic ones. It has the spinning tunnel, and you go up to the second level, and they have the little floor things that are going like
Yeah.
that. So, and then of course it ends with a fabulous slide.
Yeah.
And so they have one of those. But what's really cool is Lovecraft, our dear friends at Lovecraft, are providing the entertainment on the main stage.
Oh, okay.
So super cool, super fun, and it's just I don't know. It just kind of worked. I mean, it was weird, but
Weird the good way, right?
yeah, and it was like, what's happening here? But I kind of like it, But it was just fun, loosey goosey, and didn't take itself too seriously, and it was just about having a nice time and getting a little spooky. So
Those are the best ones where they don't take themselves too seriously, just like a horror movie.
Really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Lisa has popped in and said that so far she's done HHN Hollywood, Delusion, Scary Farm. She's been to Scary Farm 3 times. Heavens. I actually have passed 2, but I haven't had the time to go back. And then Lisa says, of course, her daughter and boyfriend were under the bed too. Okay, Lisa, that was a scary moment, right? And I'm not going to blow the reveal, but it kind of it freaked me out a little, and I loved it.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the very best way. So once you jump under the bed, something enters the room. And right? Okay. And it was just remarkable, just super remarkable. And so right after Shocktoberfest, though, I jumped on the freeway and ran down to Westminster Mall in Southern California, obviously. And there are two independent haunts that have teamed up. Oh, Brandy's going to the Scream Zone at the Del Mar Scaregrounds. Awesome. You're gonna have to tell us how it is. But there are two independent haunts there that you've simply got to go see. Prism Haunted House and Huntington Beach. They're basically 2 very independent, very thoroughly produced haunted houses there in Westminster, right along the 405 freeway. And yeah, look up Prism Haunted House, and you'll be able to find it, because they're just both so good. And these are 2 indie haunts that have busted their asses to bring you something that you've never seen before, and they did. So I have to work on that review too. So forgive me for running behind. But yeah, so that's what's been going on here in Southern California, and haunts. And Brandy, like you said, you're going to the Scream Zone at the Del Mar Scaregrounds. That's also a mix of Halloween haunt and hayride. So that's super cool. But yeah, so I just wanted to really just have a quick show, touch base with everyone, and let everyone know I hope you guys are having an amazing haunt season, and that we have horror movie night coming up on October 28th at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, and to let us know what else you're doing this haunt season. We also have
a few things to add, if that's okay, because I
yeah,
I'm going through these flyers here, and I was trying to pick which ones. There's some more events coming up in Toronto. First, we have the Blood in the Snow Film Festival.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's in November, I believe.
Yeah, we've covered that before.
All right, cool. And then we have the Holland Inn Seance that's coming up also. I think that's September 30th to November 26th. So
nice.
These are all around the GTA, the Greater Toronto area.
Okay.
And then also, I forgot to mention it, but I saw the band Night Chill perform, and I have their flyer here somewhere. Where did I put that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. They're like a horror themed band, and they do it's kind of like rock, but also has like that dark horror feel. It's very macabre, that kind of thing. Like so they were fun. Like they had a good performance. And
Nice.
then when I was talking to Tom Matthews, he mentioned some things I wasn't even aware of. Apparently, there's two films on YouTube. One's called Never Hike Alone,
Uh-huh.
and there's also a sequel for it, and he stars in it. So
Oh,
if you guys haven't
cool.
seen that, make sure you check that out on YouTube.
Super cool. Yeah, there's so much to see and do. Oh my gosh. So again, I like I said, I just wanted to pop in, get catch you up to speed on what we've been doing, what we're working on still, and really hope that everyone is safe and scary this Halloween season. And yeah, that's what I got tonight. How about you, Chris?
Oh, I have one more thing. Also, Canada's Wonderland. People like in the area, in my area, are familiar with that. They have their haunts going on too, so make sure you check that out.
Oh yeah. That's right. I mean, it's Cedar Fair, so
Yeah.
they do that one. We have Not Scary Farm down here, so yeah.
So I'm
So
trying to fit in everything I can.
do it all. Hurry,
That's
go,
it.
do
I'm
it
done.
all.
That's all I have to say.
Oh yeah, Lisa's bringing up Haunted Harvest in Chino. We were supposed to go the other night, but something came up we could not, so we're going to go soon. And yeah, that's another corn maze in SoCal, which are rather charming and oftentimes terrifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this kind of from the hip version of HorrorBuzz Live, and we wish you a very safe, spooky Halloween season. Please join us for the Passport to Fear events. Go to horrorbuzz.com and click on the shop section. You'll see all of the events. Make sure to join us for Horror Movie Night at the Frida on October 28th. And if that's it, sir, is that it?
But that's it for me. Happy Halloween, everybody.
All right, happy Halloween, and we will see you in the fall.